Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as the help we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossbred as always. And I also pulled the 4 Agreements, Wisdom, the Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Okay, we have Pisces. So we've had Saturn there for quite some time, Neptune even longer than that. And for you guys, Pisces is your 12th house of spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. All right, we have 6. So 6th house energy for you guys is Virgo. Astrologically speaking, not really anything going on there, but generally speaking, 6th house can point to health, work, and daily routines. And we have Saturn. So yeah, I just mentioned how Saturn's been in Pisces for a bit, so could just be a focus on the area of life for you guys this month. But with that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. Okay, in the main situation position, we have the Queen of Swords, and challenging that, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing with these 2 cards, to me, given that this is Libra energy, which represents your opposite sign, to me this is saying that you'll be hearing someone out this month, right? You'll be listening to their side of the story. So most likely this is someone you've had a falling out with in the past. For some of you, it could just be a face value. Maybe it was a falling out over money in some way, but if not, that could just be saying if there was a connection that fell apart in some way, you'll be hearing them out to hear their side of the story around the situation. It could just be as simple as, people go home for the family, for the holidays around this time of year, reconnect with family, friends, right? So it could just be one of those things where somebody you might not have spoken to for a while, you might have a conversation with them this month. Okay, in the foundation position, we have the Emperor. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. So yeah, to me this says that you'll be feeling really firm in your stance this month. So I feel like this is saying that most likely you've already thought through the situation and know where you stand on it. Now I will say in a more negative sense, even though this isn't the upright, just try to look and be objective as far as saying, have you been a little bit too firm in your stance, right? And maybe there could be a little bit more room for forgiveness within the situation. All right. Past energy, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here, which we saw come up in your dice as well. So yeah, could just be saying that in the past you might have been enjoying this time, your time of independence, right? Maybe focusing on your work, having some advancement and growth within that area of life as well. So yeah, like I said, for some of you, this could flat out be directly related to finances, possibly even within the workplace. Or if not, again, I feel like this is just saying that as you spend time away from this connection, you might have actually been enjoying that independence and freedom for a bit. Okay, in the present position, we have Temperance. So this is actually the major arcana card for Sagittarius. And given that we're going to be in Sagittarius season for the first few weeks of December, it makes sense to see this come up in the present position, right? So it could just be primarily emphasizing the fact that as we move through Sagittarius season, you'll be getting that sense of balance, right? That Queen of Swords energy also points to a lot of balance as well, given that we said it represents Libra, which is the scales, right? So it could just be saying that as we move through Sagittarius season, you're going to be feeling a lot more balanced around the situation and open to hearing out other sides of a situation. Right, in the near future position, we have the Magician. So to me, this says that you really do have the power this month to dictate where things would go, right? So like I said, if someone comes forward to you and expresses their side of the situation, right, tries to get things back on a firm footing within the connection, it ultimately would be up to you whether you decide to agree to that or not. All right, in the position of your influence in a situation, we have the 3 of Wands. So this is actually an Aries energy here. And Amita says you might have been waiting for this to come around for a while, right? So again, like I said, the Emperor and the Foundation, excuse me, shows me that most likely you felt pretty firm on your stance all along. So to me, this is saying that, you figured, okay, realistically, this person's going to have to come forward, right? They're going to have to be the first ones to lay their cards out on the table in order for us to get things back on track. All right, in the environment position, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy here. And to me, this could just be saying that maybe this was the situation the other person was in, right? You might come to find out that all along this could have just been a misunderstanding, right? Maybe they were going through some difficulties in their own life, where there are a lot of things going on to where they couldn't necessarily see the situation too clearly. Or it could just be saying for some of you, maybe you weren't seeing the situation too clearly either, right? So it could just be that once they do come forward and provide you with the clarity around what actually happened there, that could give more details to where the falling out came from to begin with. All right. In the the hopes or fears position, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, this could just be saying that to me, this is very much a drama-free energy, right? Person has their head down, they're just focusing on their goals, right? Working on themselves, improving. So to me, this is saying that that's probably what you're hoping for, right? Like, okay, you might, for example, this person might give you they might reach out initially and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you, right? You might be thinking to yourself, okay, hopefully this doesn't turn into some big dramatic thing, right? Which I don't see it will. But to me, that's kind of the stance that you seem to have there. Like, okay, sure, I'll hear them out. Hopefully this doesn't blow up into something dramatic. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Hermit. So more Virgo energy here, which again, like we said, we saw come up in the dice as well. So yeah, to me, this says that you really will look at the situation thoroughly, right? So you hear the person out, figure out, do I want to move things forward or not, right? Like I said, for some of you, given that there is a lot of Virgo energy in here, could definitely be a work-related thing, right? So maybe, for example, oh yeah, we promise you a bonus at the end of the year, right? So here you are in December, and all of a sudden, where's the bonus, right? Oh, well, we had this issue, that issue, but we'll be able to give it to you in January or February, right? Things along those lines there, if it's work related. But if not that, it'll just be saying, like I said, if it's any other kind of connection, family, friend, you name it, you're going to be really hearing them out and figuring out where you want to go from there after that. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So this is actually the major arcana card for Taurus, and for me, this is saying, as opposed to, let's say, the Emperor energy, right, to try to look at things from a more spiritual side, right, as far as like we talked about potentially the issue of forgiveness, right, and given that we're going to have that Sagittarius energy for a lot of the month, which we mentioned with the Temperance card as well, sometimes that ninth house energy can point to seeing things from a higher perspective, right? Learning that, okay, maybe there was more to the situation than I initially thought, right? And figuring out where you want to go from there. And this could also just be saying that with this person coming back around, maybe they were guided spiritually to come forward to you, right? If this was something that you just didn't have clarity on all this time, this could help provide closure, if nothing else. All right, for your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Eliminate Gossip. All right, it says making assumptions is a setup for suffering because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right, then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. So definitely a strong message there, right? Especially like we said, if someone's coming back around to explain themselves around a situation, right? It could just be really valuable to hear them out because maybe there was other elements at play, right? That could have just led to distortion around the situation. And not to mention, we will have a Mercury retrograde in December as well. So just be on the lookout for miscommunication in that realm as well. For your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Go the Distance. There's the artwork, and number is 47. All right, essential meanings says endurance, strength, the long haul. The Oracle's message. To bring your dream to life, you must think long-term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially the what is yours will never be withheld from you. So like I said, this was even just a very face value thing where this is around finances, right? Someone's owed you money for a long time, and maybe now they're finally coming around to let you know how and when they're going to repay that, right? Things along those lines there. So I feel like that could just be telling you to have a little bit of faith in that regard too. Okay, the relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, definitely a positive message there. Like we said, especially if this was just a misunderstanding all along, right? If this was around a romantic relationship and then you get that clarity around that to get things back on firm footing, you'll just be saying that it could be a reminder that, yeah, occasionally you run into those bumps in the road, but it doesn't mean that you have to abandon ship, right? All right, the prosperity message says your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is a time to think long term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. Like we said, especially if this is around finances in some way, right? So it could even just be pointing to a cumulative effect of your work, right? So maybe feeling like, oh, I'm not getting these rewards as I'm going through the work, right? Could just be saying that, yeah, maybe they come a little bit later than you expected, but they are on their way. All right, last up, we have a mudra for you guys. This is your mudra here. It's the Chonmukha Mukha mudra. The keyword for it is cooperation. All right. Don't think we get everything to frame at once, so first let me get it to focus. There we go. So I'll leave this up for a second if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. And then we'll get the rest in the frame here. But under benefits, it says calms the mind, ignites feelings of devotion, balances solar and lunar energies in the body, harmonizes Apana and Prana values, used in yoga therapy to aid cancer treatment and healing of autoimmune diseases. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description of the video as always. Hope you guys have a good holiday season. I'll see you all next year, right? Bye.